Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode here on the Peercraft server. So the first thing we're doing in this episode is going all out on this storage system. I've got enough Draconium and Awakened Draconium to take this thing up to a tier 8. So we're going to start off the episode by getting that done. And then the rest of the episode we're going to be working on a WOOT system mob farm, which is this thing right here. So what I've seen, this is a pretty intense thing to do, so I don't know how long this is going to take us, but hopefully we can get it done pretty quick. So we're just going to vein mine that out, and I think we picked it all up, yeah. And then we're going to send all this redstone back to our refined storage by doing that. And I guess we'll take these levels. It's not going to kill us to take these levels, so we'll grab those and set this up to a tier 8. Which should take us all the way over here. Yeah, so this is, we may have a little bit of trouble putting in some of these blocks, but for the most part, we should be able to get it done. So let's crack on and see what we can do. And let me turn my volume up here. So for starters, we just got to get. This actually might be a little bit difficult to get these on. Ooh. Yeah, it's that first system all over again. So we'll just do this. Now we've got a base to work up from. So what I like about this one is it takes Draconium and Awakened Draconium, both of which we're currently farming. So it's not anything crazy. It's not redstone, which is a little bit harder for us to get right now. It's a very easy thing for everybody else to get, most likely, but for us it's not easy. So but I think we just build this thing out until we get, how many layers? Yeah, we just continue to build this thing out. So I'll keep building this out. And once we got it out to a certain point, I'll bring you guys back and we'll do the rest together. All right, so we should have all the Draconium in place now. This thing is friggin' massive. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Awakened Draconium on now, and hopefully this is pretty easy, quick to do. I know I've said this a couple times, but I wish I could just sell all this, but I think this reactor is going to be a lot more profitable due to us having it than not having it and running out of power constantly. Because even with the 60 billion RF one we had, with trying to fill that up and all of that jazz, it just took forever for us to be able to do anything because we kept running out of power pretty quickly. Okay, that's an empty spot. So with this thing, it says it doesn't have a rating for RF, so I don't know if that means that it stores an unlimited amount of RF, which could be problematic for the server, or if there's just no physical cap on it right now as far as what the creator of this pack put in. So there may be a cap put in by the game itself, but not by the mod creator. So we'll find out as soon as we got all this in place, and it shouldn't take too long, I don't think. I think the hardest thing we're gonna have to do is put in these weird blocks on the sides here, where we'll use this one so we get that block back, where like the stabilizer is. So I think that might be the only issue we run into. And I really like the color of this orange block. I wish they didn't have the hard on it and it was just the orange. It might look a little bit better for me, although it still looks pretty good. So we'll do that, and now we should be able to wand this in just like that. And that's what I did with the core, is I like started from the middle and wanded my way up while putting in like the boundary blocks. So we just wand in the top ones here, and that worked out pretty well. And that's trying to put Draconium, I was going to say, is what's it trying to do here. But so I don't think I don't think it's that difficult to put one of these things together, even though this thing is ginormous. It should be pretty easy for anybody to put this together, especially if you've got the wand. But I think I'll probably put most of this together by myself. This is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to put together. So I'll probably put the rest of this together myself, aside from maybe like the last block we'll put in together. And then we'll get started turning this on, and then figuring out what the capacity on this bad boy is. All right, so it's been a couple minutes since I left you guys. I'm still putting this thing together. I'm actually getting a little worried because the blocks you see on my hot bar there, those are the last pieces of Awakened Draconium we have. So I hope we have enough. It looks like it now. When I was looking at it before, I was like real worried about not having enough, but we might actually have like 23 blocks extra, is what it looks like. Oop. And I can actually wand the rest of this in, but I'll just place it for the sake of placing it, just to say I placed the final block in here. So this is it. So hopefully this works. So I'll place that, hit activate here, and there we go. That thing is friggin' massive. So hopefully we don't run into any issues with it. Yeah, almost infinite. Holy jeez. 6 commas in this. That's insane. So basically it's whatever's above 1 trillion. But yeah, this is basically infinite. Right now it's got 3 billion in it. It's not even registering any part of a percent. So this thing is absolutely massive. And what I think I might do is dig the room out a little bit more. This way we can separate these energy core stabilizers away from the ball, so we get that effect we had before, where it was just kind of feeding energy in or something like that. So it looks a little better. But I think we're pretty much done here. Yeah, this thing is absolutely massive, and it stores an almost infinite amount of power. So the worst thing we'll have to do is run an entire array of Wither Star generators down there, feeding power into this thing to see how high we can really get it. The only issue I see with this is there's satisfaction in filling up a storage system like this, and that's just not something we're going to be doing, is filling this. There's no possible way I don't think we can fill this, but it's good to know that that we got this going, and we shouldn't run into any issues with this from here on out. But I think we're going to get started on that WOOT mob farm now, and I've kind of started with it already to an extent. So I've made... That's the wrong one. I already made this thing, and I already made this plate die, I believe. So we should be good to do... No, we're not. Okay. I haven't made the plate die yet. I need to make the plate die. So we should be good now to click here, grab that, and make that. There we go. So I don't know how many of these things we need. I should have probably looked that up, but that's fine. So we'll see how many we can do. So we'll make like a stack of these and see how far it gets us. And I need to find a place to build this, so that might be a project in itself as well. We'll just make a stack of these too. Oh, that took everything we had. All right, so now we should be good to make a stack of these. Yep. All right, so let me grab the factory core block for this. And I call it a factory core block. I actually don't know what this thing is called, but I think it's we should be able to just do WOOT, or at WOOT. Let's try that. Hey, there we go. There it is. So mob factory layout. And let me find a place to put this down, and we'll start putting this thing together. All right, so I think we're going to put it right here. Here looks good. So this is the tier 1. I didn't No, we needed the red blocks to do this. So we got to find out what those are made out of, so we can make those too. I think it's these ones here. Oh, it's just raw meat. Okay, so basically, I should not have made 64 of the other ones that I already lost. Where did those go? Uh-huh. I put them in a chest outside, didn't I? They're probably in this chest. I did a little bit of cleaning up, and I probably just shift. Yeah, right there. Called it. Okay, so we can probably put these ones down, just like this. It just looks like the other ones are just made out of raw mutton, so that'll be or raw meat, rotten flesh. Jeez. So that'll be pretty easy to make. And we'll just place these ones down. Looks like it doesn't take very many to do this, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. We're going to need to hold off on these and make whatever these are. So I'll look into these. We'll go make those red blocks and come back. Alright, so I made 15 of these red ones. I think this should be enough. We'll place that one there, and then just place this one on top, just like that. All of these are made from the same material, so it's not like anything crazy crafting-wise needs to be done to get this together. But that should be it. And then we just need to make whatever this thing is. So let's check the WOOT display on what that is. It looks like it's this creeper mob controller one. And we've got everything except for this factory connector. And that doesn't look too expensive, so we should be able to do that real quick. If I can get down in my base. There we go. Perfect. So we should be able to make this. I lost it. There it is. Okay. So we grab this and this. So we'll grab this. Perfect. And we should be able to... Ooh, it makes 9 of them. We must need that for something else for that to make 9. Skeleton heads. Yeah, I'll take it. That seems reasonable. And then I think we need a couple of... That's 4. This is 1. This just takes stone and whatever this is. Oh, good. We already had everything we needed. So we can make... I think I only need 4 of these. Or 2. Iron plated skull. Alright, so we need whatever this is. We'll make that real quick. And yeah, most of these take like the same materials, so we shouldn't run into too much of an issue crafting all these. We ran out of something. What was it? Oh, the factory cap is not something that gets reused. That's good to know. On most of these, it gets whatever block you're using gets reused. Apparently not on this one. And it looks like we only needed 2. So that worked out. Glad I only made 2. So we'll stick these guys right here. Like so. We just need to figure out what that block is. I'm not seeing it. It must be this one. Yeah, it must be this one. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit tougher to make. Just because I'm not familiar with any of those blocks that just popped up on my screen. Kept walking forward every floor I went down. Okay, so let's see. We need this one here. No, this one here. There we go. With quartz. Okay, I think we can make a shard template and then make these and then make this. Hey, that worked. Alright, so we got a tier 1. Tier 2 is emerald. We don't have any emeralds. We don't have any emeralds. So do we have a beatable loot bag, though? Yeah, we got 4 of them. So we'll grab one of these. Yeah, we could probably just trash that, but that's fine too. Alright, so we'll grab the 90 emeralds from here. Stick these back in the storage system, and we should be good now. And I don't know what this one is. Diamond, okay. Got plenty of those. So now we should be able to craft this one. And then craft this one. Perfect. So, hey, there we go. Alright. And we should only need one of these. So we should be able to stick this. This might not be the right block. It looks like it's the right block. No mob controller. Ah, because I didn't put this down. Okay. There we go. Unprogrammed mob controller. And that's because I need a crystal? A mob prism. Oh boy. I don't know what almost most of that is. Looks like we just need a lot of dyes. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we just need a lot of dyes. What is this? Mob prism frame. We'll need to craft that. There we go. And then we're missing what kind of dye? Is that purple? Purple. I don't think we've got that. No. Okay. Try a different kind of purple. Purple dye. Wait, we should have a bunch of these. Do we not? I thought we had a bunch of purple dye. We got what we need to make purple dye. That counts for something. And I threw it back in. Let's try that again. Alright, so we'll grab these. There we go. Now we should be able to craft this. Yep. We're missing some other dye. Green dye should be easy enough to get, and then we should just be missing the mob prism frame, and we'll have everything else. So we can just give this a test on some type of mob, and it should work just fine. So let's do witch. Capture this. Capture this. Witch. Maybe? Oh, okay. That should actually work, I think. And I threw it in there. So it spawns one witch every 320 ticks. I'm assuming we just need to hook up power to the mob factory block. I'm guessing. So if we grab a dimensional transceiver, that should work. I don't know where we put the chest to take items out. We're not going to have anything to make a dimensional transceiver, are we? No. Okay. Let's... I don't know where to grab one of these from. Is there one down here? There might be one down here. There's not. I would have moved it. Jeez. Let me make one of those, and then we'll come back.
Alright, so we got the dimensional transceiver made, and we hooked up a chest to this to just collect the items.
So this thing is working, which is fantastic. So what we're going to go ahead and do is start tiering this thing up, because we actually need this to be tier 4 in order for us to be able to get withers, which is what we're basically using this thing for. So we'll go down here, take this thing up to tier 4. And I think this should be pretty easy, because now it's just the single colored block. So we'll probably just make like stacks of each of these. But I'll bring you guys back once we're actually tiering these up. Alright, so we're working on our second layer here, and we should be able to finish this up pretty quickly. We just need to make a bunch of these. I think that should be enough for at least this layer. I think we only need like 20, 32 blocks maybe. So we'll go stick these down. I'm not sure exactly how many we're going to need for the next layer, but I don't think it'll be that many. Whoops. Fix that real quick. I think we got all the ones over there done. Yeah, let's see how many blocks this takes, and that'll let me know how many we may need for the next layer here. Alright, I don't think we missed any, except for these ones apparently. There we go. There. So if I... This should be done. I'm not seeing like any phantom blocks here. So we should be good for level 2. We can start working on level 3. I'll just make 64 blocks of the green. I think that's probably what we'll need. If not, we have a couple extras. Not a big deal. Yeah, so we'll make 64 of those and 64 of the white ones, which we don't have. Nether star frames. We'll need to... Oh, do we not have any nether stars? Okay, well, so for the last layer, we'll have to make one final purchase from Tenor. Because apparently we don't have any nether stars, which is not a big deal. So we'll place all these ones in. Just like so. Whoops. Not exactly the easiest thing to do with such a small platform, but it fits, so I decided I'd put it here. It's basically the way this is working out. We'll build this one up like so. I don't think we would have needed all 64, but pretty close. So I think it's safe to say we'll need a little bit more than 64 on the next one. We'll need at least 8 more blocks, so it may be a little bit more than, it might be 65. But I'm going to find some nether stars, and we'll make that last block tight. Alright, so we got all those blocks in place, and now the last thing we need to make is these things right here, which I'm not exactly sure what they are, but we've actually almost got everything we need to do that. The only issue is we've got a lot of this stuff from the loot bags, but we only got 4 of those. Otherwise, we would have had enough to make at least 5 of the ones we needed. So what we have to do is come down to iron and like make a bunch of these. So I'll make like a ridiculous amount of those. We're probably not going to need all those. I hope we don't need them all. But now we should be able to craft up a bunch of these. And then craft up a bunch of the diamond ones. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And that'll be all we need for those, but we'll just, we'll craft a crap ton. Nothing wrong with crafting more than you need. There we go. Oh, we can only do stacks of 16. There we go. Alright, and now we're back to the original ones we had. And now we should be able to craft 6 of these. Or not. What are we missing? Okay. I was hoping we weren't going to need one of those each time, but I think we might. Yep. Okay, so what do we need to craft these up? We need these. 16 should be enough. And we'll grab these. Now what are we missing? Those factory cores, huh? Factory connectors. I think so, right? It's definitely not obsidian that we're out of. Yeah, we'll craft 18 of these. Now we should be good. Yep. So we need 6 more of these. Perfect. So we should be good now. And before we go, I need a bucket. We want to grab this liquid XP from here. And this is for something completely different. I just need to activate this this vacuum chest for XP here. And now we should be grabbing liquid XP from this now. You can keep that bucket. I don't need it. Alright, so place these on here. And there we go. So that should be a completed tier 4. Yep, tier 4. Spawns a witch every 320 ticks at the cost of 128,000 RF per tick. So the only issue we have now is I made these upgrades here. One is the mass 3 upgrade, which spawns 8 mobs. And the rate upgrade, which, got some thunder, spawns mob every 40 ticks. I'm not sure why these didn't activate. I don't know where we have to have these, but I guess we'll stick them there. It doesn't say it's working, but okay, I may have to look at that and find out what's going on there. But I'll take a look. We'll do a little troubleshooting, and I'll be back once I figure out why that's not working. Alright, guys, so I figured out why this wasn't working. So you need actually all 3 tiers. Well, you don't need all 3, but you need the tier before to activate. So I started out with tier 3. I actually needed tier 2 and tier 1 stacked up like this in order to get these... wrong one. Oh, there we go. Those perks right below where it says cost. It says mob count 3, spawn rate 3. So that's how you get those to connect together. And the way I set this up is... There's probably nothing in here. Okay, it's going away all very quickly. So this actually does not spawn mobs fast enough for my liking. And that's because of what we're doing with it. So on this one, I've got Nether Stars blacklisted. So into this dimensional transceiver will go everything that spawns except for Nether Stars. And this one has Nether Stars whitelisted, so only Nether Stars will go into this dimensional transceiver. Let me kill this guy real quick. Yeah, so only Nether Stars will go into this dimensional transceiver. And I hooked up 15 item conduit speed upgrades to both of these. So pretty much as soon as anything spawns, it's gone from this chest, so we don't have any kind of overflow in here. This one hooks up to our refined storage. And this one hooks up to this monstrosity. So this thing is 54 Nether Star generators, all hooked up to the pylons. With 2 dimensional transceivers, which we will have to upgrade to 4 or more, shooting Nether Stars into these things, all with 20 upgrades in them. So basically, this thing puts out, right now it's doing 2.8 million RF per tick. I've gotten it up to 4 million RF per tick when all of these are running. I think... I like the way it looks. With all the particles coming up, I think it looks really good. I think it looks even better without night vision on. Just something about this looks... Yeah, I love the way this looks, with just like the blue particles coming up. Yeah, just something about this looks really good. I don't know. But we're able to stand right in the middle here without getting withered. So we can just sit here and get all the energy up there we need. This thing right now holds, 9.2 sextillion, I believe is what that is. I may be wrong. Correct me if I am wrong, so I know what it is. I'd be happy if we get this thing up to 1 sextillion, but right now we're at 122 billion RF, and it's going up pretty steadily. We're getting about 1 billion RF in I'd say about a minute, maybe even less than that. But yeah, this thing is running full blast right now. We definitely need to add more WOOT factories, because this is not generating enough RF or nether stars to keep these active. We've got a bunch that are inactive all the time, and that may be because we don't have enough dimensional transceivers. But even with the 2 we've got, we're out of nether stars all the time. So we definitely need to make more WOOT factories, and I think we'll probably do those on the nether roof, just so they're out of our way. They're not in our base or anything like that. We could, I guess, cut them into the walls here. Maybe have 4 cut into the walls here would look okay. Actually, that might look pretty decent, but I really like the way this looks, and this whole project turned out. I had a lot of fun setting this up in this episode, so I can't complain about anything on this, aside from not having enough nether stars to run this thing all the time. It shuts off at night when I log out of the server if I'm not keeping an eye on it. So we've had this up for about 2 or 3 days now, and we've only got 124 billion RF. Because these things shut down all the time, because we don't have a steady supply of nether stars going in. But we'll hope to fix that quite soon. Hopefully we can get another array of these, maybe another 54 of these, 3 more WOOT factories possibly. We'll see how this ends up, but I can't be any more satisfied with this than I am. But I definitely hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I had a blast setting this whole array up down there with the nether star generators and this giant system with the Draconic storage. Was really great to set up. But that's going to do it for this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I had a blast setting it up. But don't forget to like and subscribe for more content in the future. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode here on the PureCraft server.